So the weatherman called for 3 to 6 inches of snow. We already have 8 to 9 on the ground, and it's not supposed to stop snowing till tonight. So it'll be a great day for photographs. However, it will also be a bunch of work to get me out of here, and I got to shovel my driveway. It's a big driveway, and once I do that, we're gonna get off to one of the local trails here and go look at this magical wonderland. I will touch back then. Walking around for about an hour, and I might have just found something that has sort of a texture and a shape that I like. It's really super busy out here, and not busy with people, but busy visually, and so it's making it really difficult to find something I really want to photograph. But I think I've actually found something now, and yeah, it looks pretty cool, so let's go have a look at it. I'm interested in this tree right here. See if I can see that this tree right here. I'm interested in that shape and how it contrasts with all the shapes around it. Unfortunately, we have this broken branch hanging up here, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But I'm going to see if I can come up with a composition that has these rocks that you may or may not be able to see down at the bottom. This cone-shaped spruce tree. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on here, so. Okay. So it's like I thought. I'm gonna have a composition, this sort of a triangular composition with this cone shape, which is the tree covered in snow on the right, and then a smaller one on the left, and then these granite stones on the bottom to anchor the composition. And man, it's super duper busy, but look what I'm dealing with. You can see it all around me. It's just insanely busy here. So it's really beautiful though, and I feel so fortunate to be able to come out and shoot in this. So it also is practice makes perfect. Like, we all come out into this kind of situation. If we don't spend a lot of time doing things like this, it takes some repetition and some flexing that photo muscle to really get a handle on what you're looking at and what you're doing. All right, at least we'll have the first shot of the day done, and that is always the hardest one to get out. Thank you, DJI, for putting the failsafe in these. I'm recording with this microphone now because my receiver battery died. I think it's my fault the receiver battery died, but it did die. I found this single tree here. You can see it right here on the edge of the composition, on the edge of this composition. And it's in a little bit of clearing, so I'm going to see if I can get a sort of intimate shot of it. And in the process, I was trying to level up the camera. Let me do that real quick. So that tree, I like that tree. That tree is cool. And we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do with that tree. I figured out this little composition from right here. It's a little tight, but luckily I can shoot wide. I already figured out it's about head height, so I'm not just randomly setting the height of my tripod at the moment. Alright, so I've leveled the camera out, both axes, and we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna do our best to get this shot. Today it doesn't feel like it's as successful as it should be, but it's funny. I took a long time off from getting out and shooting because, moving to Maine and buying the new house and all the things I've had to do, and it affects you. It affects your ability to make quality photographs on demand, and that's okay. It's fun to get out and learn how to do this again, though. I'm really enjoying that part of it. It does kind of feel like that. You know what I think this is? This is a panorama. Oh yeah, definitely. Wish I could preview a 2-to-1 panorama on here, but I'm picturing it in my head, and I think, yeah, that's the answer. 2-to-1 panorama. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be getting dark here in exactly an hour. It hasn't been the most successful of days, but man, it's so good to get out here and shoot with you guys again. It's just been too long, and things are slowing down a little bit in my life, and I'm able to get back on doing this, and I'm glad you can come along on my journey with me. Oh, and for those of you that are new here and don't subscribe, look, most of my videos, people that watch them don't subscribe. If this content is at all useful, if you've enjoyed coming on my journey, please consider giving it the thumbs up, and definitely subscribe. Those are two things that are the most important for getting my videos placed so others can see them too on YouTube. And yeah, moving on. So, I'm not going to walk into this scene because I don't want to put any footprints in. What I find I really enjoy in making a photograph is juxtaposing things like all this deadfall, which are clearly trees that are no longer, with, you can't see the tops of these, with these beautiful 60-foot tall spruce trees. Absolutely beautiful trees. And this sort of shows the life cycle in a spruce forest. You'll see a lot of deadfall in spruce forest, especially, we've had a lot this year because we've had some pretty major storms. One of them even took one of the big trees, not a spruce, elm actually, out of my yard, and almost hit the house. Luckily it did not, but so I want to juxtapose all this deadfall here with the living trees behind it to sort of tell a story of renewal, life and death. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it. We have a couple of leading lines. That are going towards the living spruce. The dead spruce are all here sort of laying, like I said, in that direction with a leading line. There's a couple going off into another direction, which sort of frame the living spruce. I don't know, let's see. Could be an interesting composition. I'm always experimenting, trying to make different compositions work in different ways. And yeah, this is one of those that just don't know. Just don't really know. Man, it's been nice to get out today, though.